Tubies! This is Bob Hickman. It is so rocking to be here with you tonight. Well, you guys have just been amazing this week. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to my video yesterday on Andara crystals. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's the video right before this one. I also want to give a special shout out to all of you who came out to my radio show appearance last night. I had the best time. I was on Paraversal Universe on ParanormalKing.com radio network. It was really great. Had a great turnout, a great interview. And they want Psyche Bob to come back. So we'll have more about that. But we're going to have that. That interview should be in the archives very soon. And when I get notice, I'll give you guys the links and it'll all be up and ready, okay? So definitely keep watching. Anyways, it is Saturday night, and you know what that means. It is time for our Saturday night seance. For those of you who are new here, this is a weekly tradition. Every Saturday night, we gather and we have a seance. And this comes out of the old spiritualist church tradition. I invite you all, if you were here in my area, I'd say come join me in my living room, and we'd form a circle of chairs, and we'd open the door between the spirit worlds. Well, because spirit is not limited by space and time, we can do that virtually. So I invite all of you, pull up your chair here and join me, and we're going to have our virtual seance circle tonight. I am so glad you're here. Well, also for those of you who are new, what we do in the seance is I go into a trance. And when I'm in a trance, the spirit world overshadows my consciousness and they come through. And this is called trance mediumship, or the modern term is trance channeling. I never know what's going to happen, but it's always an adventure. And I get as much out of the seance as you do. Because when I go back, I review the tapes, I see what came through. When I'm in trance, I don't know what's coming through. I can't control it. It just happens. So I don't know until I get back what's transpired. But I'm so glad you're here. And so I invite you to pull up your chairs, gather around. Well, I thought we'd start with just a brief prayer tonight. And if you'd like to just join me, and let's just center ourselves. And let's invoke the Great Spirit. Mother, Father, God, eternal Spirit of light and love, we welcome you to our session tonight, to our seance. We ask that the Spirit move through our circle and that we be unified wherever we are, and that we all be open to being blessed and learning. We invite the highest and the best guides to come through, and we're open to receive that which they bring. Thank you for this night of gathering. And now we call forth the opening of the door to the spirit world. So mote it be. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me for that prayer. Well, I'm going to settle down into trance. I'll see you when I get back. Oh, greetings. This is Fletcher here. It's so good to be with you tonight. Well, I tell you, the vibrations are quite high, and we're so glad to be with you. We've got a special treat for you tonight, so keep watching. We've got some other people who want to speak now. I'll step out of the way. This is Alfred. Can you hear me? I wish to come here tonight to say thank you for your prayers. All of you have been so very kind to me, and you've helped me during my time of struggle. It is true that I am being trained now to guide others, and it is my hope and prayer that someday I will graduate and truly work as a great guide on the earth. At this time, I'm allowed to pray for others, and I'm being taught to look in and understand the various struggles that happen on the earth realm. It's strange that over here one oftentimes forgets very quickly the very struggles of the body. As I have become more attuned to my body here, I have learned to work with the light. The cravings of the flesh no longer sustain me or compel me, and it is through the light body that I am able to find freedom and peace. All of the prayers of all of you have contributed to my peace, and I am very thankful for them. I come tonight to continue to ask for your prayers as I evolve my spirit and I grow in the light. My name is Alfred. Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. It is such a blessing to be here with all of you. We're finding great joy in our dear friend Alfred here. He's made such splendid progress, and it is my thanks to all of you. Every soul that has offered a prayer for him has been like a beacon of light. It has illumined his soul, and he walks now closely in the light of divinity. In time he will come to help more and more upon the earth. This is our wish and our prayer. It is also his wish for himself, that he will grow further in power in order to truly be a blessing to the earth. In the spirit world, people are given a chance to grow. It is very true, as our medium has said, that the door to reformation is never closed to any soul, here or hereafter. I've been on your side of the veil, and there were times when I almost lost all hope and gave up and became very despondent in my life. But you know, the miracle of the spirit world is that the spirit world always appears in your life when you finally think you're at the end and there is no hope. A ray of light comes in. Like our dear friend Alfred, who died in tragic circumstances. At his moment of death, he was given even a little illumination to pray. And it is this prayer that took him to a different level of purgatory. It allowed him to begin progression. It is very true that it is much better to do your work on the spirit side than do it over. It is better to do your work on the earth side than on the spirit side. Be assured that there is work in both camps, but in the earth realm you can make more progress. The challenges of your realm are that you must maintain the body, the mind, and the spirit, and that unity requires a balancing act. That act that you seek a balance is one that will allow you to grow and to progress. Over in our world, you only have the spirit and its senses, and if you have not developed them during your earthly life, you will find your progress much slower. Though progress is slower here, rest assured that it can be made, and no soul is ever eternally lost. The love of God brings light into even the darkest of souls. Many of you tonight wonder, you'll say to yourself, can I ever change my life? Can I grow? Can I have hope again? Some of you remember when you were quite young and you say, when I was young, I had so much hope. Now you find yourself in a place in your life where you say, I have no hope left. Do never put yourself in that category of saying never. Do not limit the work of spirit. It is true that for spirit to have influence in your life, you must give us permission. We will not force our will on anyone. But if you will say, I would like to have some help, we can also, like dear Alfred, send a ray to you to bring you out of even the darkest of situations. The material world has its challenges, and I should know. Though I had a lot of wealth, I was never satisfied. I could not understand it. I used to say, why don't I have peace in my life? I have everything that money can buy. But do you see, the material world is separate from the spirit world. If the material world could fulfill you in totality, you would stay in that realm forever. But the truth is that inside of you, your soul knows that it comes from a place other than the earth realm. The earth realm, as we have said, is your school, but it is not your home. Many of you, when you were children, you used to go to school during the day, and some of you may still go to school. But you never go to your classroom and say, oh, I'm at home, do you? No, you say, I'm here to learn. And in the afternoon, when you're let out of your class, you return to your home, where you find peace. And if you have homework, you continue your progression of studies. This is how you must think of the earth realm. It is your classroom. It is not your home, but your place of learning. Someday you will come back here to the spirit world, to your true home. And when you return, then you will understand. You will say, now I understand. This is truly where I come from. For dear Alfred, recognizing the spirit world as his true home has been his salvation. It has brought him much healing. And now that he understands the balance of power, he is coming into his own, and we are most pleased for him. Each of you must consider where you are in your lives and where you are in your journey. Some of you have families who love you dearly and support you on your journey. And yet there are others of you who feel very alone in the world. Well, those of you who are alone, please try to understand. You're never truly alone. We love you over here very much, and we will come and help you whenever we may be invited. If you're somebody and you say, I'm on my journey, but I don't have much support, then consider asking the angels and the spirit guides to come and be with you. Who could have better friends than that? I can tell you from my perspective over here, the angels glow with a light that is beyond anything you can comprehend. It would be wonderful for you to invite them into your world and let them sojourn with you. Since coming over to the spirit world, I've met the most marvelous beings, beings of glory and light and power. I hope eventually to evolve to be more like them. And that is the wonderful thing of life over here, is that the progression is much clearer. You understand who you are in relation to those around you. There is no jealousy here. We do not look at a soul and say, it's so bright and I'm envious. The envy that we feel is one of joy and support. And we know that those accolades have been hard-earned. And you'll see each soul that comes here is actually uplifted and inspired by those who are brighter than itself. We likewise have compassion on the souls who are dimmer. Some souls come here in such a murky condition that it is very evident to all here that they must be treated with compassion. I was one such soul, as is Alfred, but each of us, you see, are making progress. And that gives not only us much joy and hope, but it gives joy to all who reside here. Do not fear being alone. You're never alone on your journey, and we will come and assist you. It is such a blessing to be here with all of you tonight, and I hope that you will reach out and call upon us. Some of you there, you look at your life and you say, but you don't understand my issue. I wish to kill myself. I wish to end it and be done. Some of you will say, if the spirit world is so glorious, then why is suicide not an option? Do understand that when you commit suicide, it is the equivalent of quitting school. You get a failing grade and you do not progress. Suicide will not lead you to heaven. It will take you into purgatory and then back to earth, where you will be forced into another incarnation. In the next incarnation, you will have to repeat all the lessons that you have previously experienced. If you look at your life and you think of all the struggles, ask yourself, do I really want to come back and do it all over again? No, you don't want to do that. Please call upon us. We will not abandon you, and we will give you that ray of hope. My name is Rose. Well, guys, I tell you, what a blessing. What a blessing it is to channel. When the spirit world comes through, it uplifts me. It enlightens me. It makes me feel so good. And I'm so glad that you're here to share the experience. Listen, if you enjoyed tonight's seance and you want to learn more about channeling and about my life as a medium, you might want to check out Messages from Rose. And that's my book. You can get it at my website at www.robert-eckman.com. I'll put links below. But there it is. That's a picture of Rose. And, I hope you'll get it. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Well, I am just so blessed to be here with all of you. And I hope that you'll keep it here. We have a lot more coming. Tomorrow and Sunday, we're going to continue with our Ascension series on Ascension Spirituality. So you don't want to miss that. But I'm so glad you're here. And I hope that you all have a blessed Saturday night. And of course, next week we'll have another Saturday night seance.